Another alleged victim of the accused Cragslist killer is speaking out, talking exclusively with the CBS News program 48 Hours Mystery. This young woman says she was robbed at gunpoint in a Boston hotel just next to the one where Julissa Brisman would die just days later. CBS News correspondent Daniel Sieberg reports.
Tricia Leffler advertised her erotic services on Craigslist. She describes meeting a man she identified as Philip Markoff at the Copley Place Westin Hotel.
He was tall, good-looking guy. When I first laid eyes on him, I was comfortable. So we went into the room, and as soon as I had closed the door, I turned around. That's when he pulled out the gun.
Leffler says the man robbed her of $800 in cash and credit cards. He then tied her to the door and taped her mouth shut. She describes escaping after he left the room.
I actually twisted right out of the ties and took the tape off my mouth, and I waited for probably about a minute and looked down to the hallway just to make sure he wasn't standing out there, and then I went to the room next door.
Leffler says police took her case seriously from the start and recalls meeting with them again a few days later.
And they gave me a piece of paper with a picture on it. And I said, "Ooh, this is a really good picture of him. Where did you get this?" They said, "Is that the guy that robbed you?" I said, "Yes." They said, "How do you know?" I said, "He's wearing the same exact clothes." I said, "Is this from the surveillance from the same night?" And they said, "No, that's actually from the Marriott." And I kind of looked at him funny, and he was like, "There was a girl murdered there last night, and we think it's the same guy." And my heart just dropped.
Daniel Sieberg, CBS News, New York.
And joining us now from Boston with exclusive information about a jailhouse meeting between Markoff and his family, Boston Herald reporter Dave Wedge, who broke the story. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Harry. How are you?
When did this visit take place?
This occurred on Friday. It was an emotional day in the jail. Philip Markoff received a visit from his mother and father, and as well as his brother and his sister-in-law. And during the meeting with his brother and his sister-in-law, basically Mr. Markoff broke down.
What were some of the things that he allegedly said to his family?
Sure. Our source tells us that he said to his brother and his sister-in-law, "You guys can forget about me. There's going to be more coming out. You guys should just move to California," basically suggesting that there could possibly be some more damning evidence to come.
Right. And do your jailhouse sources tell you that there were, in fact, signs that Markoff may have tried to commit suicide?
Yes, he is on suicide watch. He's wearing a protective suit. There were some markings around his neck that are consistent with someone who has tried to hang themselves.
Then there's this other part of the story that Markoff apparently said to his family that there may be other news coming out. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's something obviously we're following closely. We're not sure what he was referring to there, but there has been some reports about links to another crime in Rhode Island, but it could be referring to something that none of us know about yet, possibly more victims, possibly some more deviant behavior, or more evidence to come.
And we just played this interview with a woman who says that she is absolutely sure that it was Markoff who attacked her. As you listen to that, what did you think?
I think about the horror that poor woman must have endured after finding out that a woman in the hotel next door to where she met Mr. Markoff allegedly was murdered. This woman escaped a possibly deadly situation, and it must be really traumatic for her.
And how is this playing up in Boston?
Obviously, it's a national story. It's chilling that this young man was, by all accounts, a good student, a medical student, good member of the community. And, he's engaged to be married, and all of a sudden now, there's women popping up that allege that he tied them up at hotels and was robbing them. So it struck some fear in the heart of people, and it's just an uncomfortable situation in Boston.
Dave Wedge, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Do appreciate it.